Hello and welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. I'm Teresa and I welcome my Pisces friends to this reading for August 26th through September 1st. I have already pre-shuffled all of the cards and I did a pendulum message of the week for you, got a word of the week and from Spirit, and the word for you is clarity. You might already know the importance of this word. This might already make sense to you, or perhaps the tarot cards or the oracle cards will illuminate things for us, or maybe it'll come to you later on in the week. Whenever it makes sense to you, I'd love to hear the story behind that. So be sure and let me know. Drop a comment in and tell me what it means to you. We're going to use it as a touchstone for your reading. And we're going to start with the tarot cards. The tarot cards that we're doing for you are from the Green Witch Tarot, and we are going to get these cards laid out. Sometimes some of the decks, they use different names for the characters in the tarot, so hopefully I can already see a couple of them I'm not going to be able to pronounce. So we'll do the best I can. You have three major arcana cards, and you have 3 pentacles cards and 1 swords card. So we'll go ahead and get started and see how these things play out. The first card that you're getting for the week is the Crone, and this is equivalent to the Strength card. The Crone, you can see that her familiar here is a lion, and she's got to feed that lion on a regular basis and take good care of it and tame it. And the lion represents her thoughts and her feelings. She's got to train them on a regular basis, because this is typically called the Strength card. And when it comes to strength, in order to maintain any sort of strength that we have, regardless of what kind of strength it is, intellectual strength, physical strength, emotional strength, or mental strength, we need to train that muscle on a daily basis. So that's what this is representing, is that consistent exercising of your mental capabilities and your thoughts, keeping control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are where they dictate the course of your life, and so having those inner thoughts in control, under your control, and keeping them going in the direction that you want can help dictate the way your life goes. So it's a great way to start off the week. The next one that we have is, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to try, but it is equivalent to the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a card of alchemy. It's taking the right amounts of the right things in order to achieve the right result. I like what this book has to say about it, because it's talking about mixing things from a different realm. The transforming action of the spirits and the entities of nature, working with someone who is able to harmonize the rational mind with the intuitive mind, the solar energy with the lunar energy. The interaction between reality and idealism invigorates both and brings about the balance between the physical and psychic realms necessary for magical works. So, because this is a witch tarot, it's talking about different magic, but it's the same kind of thoughts apply when it comes to our modern world. Just getting the right mix of logical stuff mixed with intuitive things and earthly things, and getting everything to come together in a cohesive way so that it creates the life that you're looking for. The next card that you get is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is he's eager to learn something new. He has pentacles. He's got this one pentacle here, and he's wanting to figure out how to turn it into lots of pentacles. He's really curious. He's optimistic, excited about what he's learning, but he is learning. He's on a new learning adventure. Your next card that you have is Nature, and this card is the same thing as, I think this is equivalent to, is it the Devil or Death? It's the Devil card. Let's just double check that. I always mix these up. Yeah, it's the Death card, not the well, yeah, I think it's the Death card. Oh, if I was better at this, then I would already know it. But let's just get a. I hate it when they don't give us the name as we normally know it. No, Devil. Number 15 is the Devil card. 13 is Death, I guess. Although I might have seen that flipped around before. But anyway, 13 is Death, 15 is Devil. And so the Nature card, this can be a message about some sort of addiction or obsession, or preoccupation that needs to be addressed and taken care of before it becomes overwhelming or takes over your life. And or it can be about the addiction of somebody that you care about. So this is the card of Wild Nature, where the path chosen may be joyful and unrestricted or fraught with unseen dangers and overgrown vines. Here the trapper is setting a bear trap, unaware that a bear is behind him and watching. The man is equally oblivious to the fawns of the wilderness dancing in a distant clearing, one even beckoning to the bear. So choices are the highlight of this card, as are the possible repercussions. The warning is that short-term goals that require personal sacrifice are not always in one's best interest. So be thinking about that, and the traditional meaning of this card is one of obsession or addiction, but it can be about that drive, the drive to complete something, internal drive that is full of ambition and incredible focus. So there can be some positive meanings behind this as well. So only you will know. The next card that you get is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles, this is a card about feeling like left out in the cold, like being left behind, or not having enough resources, feeling like you're down and out. And but the message of this card, the overwhelming message of this card, is that there is hope and there is help available if you just turn around and look for it, and if you just ask for it. And the next card is the Six of Swords. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. The Six of Swords is a card of going from one place to another. You're leaving something behind. And oftentimes you're leaving behind something that you had to do battle with internally. But you're leaving something behind and you're going to a new shore. You're seeing things from a new perspective. You're making a choice. This is a deliberate choice, and nobody's chasing you out. You are choosing to make this journey yourself, and you know that you're going from one situation to a better one. And so you may have some bittersweet feelings about the leaving part, but you are excited about the imminent arrival. And then the next card, a lot of the readings this week have had this card in it. This is the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is about juggling a lot of different responsibilities, but it's also about having fun. And some of the different decks that we've had this week have depicted this card in new and interesting ways. This one, you can see that he is goofing off while he's working. He's having fun. He's getting the job done, but he's playing. He's also dreaming and enjoying the work, enjoying the process of it. And the same thing goes with when you're having some fun playing, add a little bit of work into it too. So, injecting the a little work into your play and a little play into your work, and finding the balance so that you can keep all of these balls in the air that you're trying to juggle. Okay, so let's get a clarifying card from another deck just to kind of wrap up the week into one message. And that card for you is the Sun. The Sun is a beautiful card of expansion, illumination, success, and joy. This is a card of victory and achievement. Things are expanding and growing, and everybody's happy about it. So that's a great way to kind of wrap up your week here. All right, so let's look at some oracles to add a little bit to this reading, see what we got going on here. The first oracle that we're going to use is from the Personal Predictions deck by Trish James. And the card that you get, Pisces, is Vitality Boost, which is a awesome complement to go with your Sun card. It looks like she is in the middle of the end of summer with this, looks like a sunflower, either a sun or a sunflower there. And the sun behind her, it looks like she's, right there at the end of summer where we're at right now. And, having the Sun card and then this card come right after it. It bodes well for your health and vitality, getting that vitality boost. I love that. Okay, and then our next card is from the Connections deck, also by Trish James. Looks like this. And this deck is designed to help people get in touch with their mediumship capabilities. We all have just a little ounce of it. There are some people that are walking around and seeing and talking to dead people all the time, but most of us are not like that. We're not psychic, but working with this deck helps us to get in tune with some of those capabilities. So the card that you get may remind you of somebody who's passed away and is on the other side, somebody important to you that you've had on your mind, and this may be a message from them. May remind you of them, or it may feel like insight from them that you can apply in your own life. So let me know what that is for you, if anything resonates, because I'm always curious about these. The card that you get is Wise Choices, Experienced Wisdom, and Learn from Me. So somebody from the other side is asking you to learn from their example. Maybe they didn't set a great example, and they want you to learn from their mistakes. Or maybe they set a wonderful example and they want you to implement some aspect of their life that they think might be beneficial to you if you applied it in your own. So I'm curious to see how this resonates for you, if it does. Okay, and then our next oracle deck is going to be from the Oracle of Mythic Heroes. And as I've told everybody else, this deck is so not my style. It's not, I don't like this type of art. I never got into the gods and goddesses and, all of that stuff from, mythic times. I just I don't know. It just was never my jam. But I have felt recently like we have got to save ourselves, because there is nobody coming to save us. Our this world that we're in, it's clear that we have to be our own heroes. So I chose this deck for that very reason. Hopefully there's some little nugget of wisdom that we can learn from each of these cards in order to be better heroes to ourselves and our loved ones. So the card that you get is Hercules and Strength. So the story of Hercules, I read this when I got the book. I already forgot it. Hercules is a number 13. He was, let's see if I remember the story right. He was a son of Zeus, maybe. Let's look. I better just quit talking and then just look up the real answer. Okay. Yes, he was a son of Zeus, and he was driven mad by Hera, who was a queen of the gods. She hated and tormented all of the children of Zeus's affairs, so she was very jealous, and she took it out on Zeus's children. And as a result of Hercules being driven mad, he wound up killing his wife and his children that she had given birth to. And he had to do he had to do 12 heroic labors to complete as penance for this terrible thing of killing his wife and his children. And so he did these amazing, heroic, and impossible acts of penance, and they required a great deal of strength in order for him to accomplish that. So when Hercules shows up in your reading, you're being called to face all of the negative emotions within yourself, to embrace your strength and bring yourself into the light of consciousness. You're supposed to battle those deep emotions hidden deep inside. The first step is to acknowledge your feelings. It's asking you to focus on how to bring out the best version of yourself when dealing with the situation. How do you overcome life's difficulties with integrity, honesty, dignity, and maturity? Through accepting and working logically with the dark complexes in yourself, you finally rise above the muddy swamp that Hydra was hiding in, and shed light on your future. Hydra was one of the characters from the story. So most of the Pisces that I know already are full of all of this integrity, honesty, dignity, and maturity. But if you have any of those feelings of negativity within yourself this week, embrace your strength and bring yourself into the light of consciousness. Focus in on your good qualities and think about how you can develop your strength, your emotional strength. And so that is the message of Hercules. And then our final card for your reading is going to be from the Dreamweaver's Oracle. And the card that you get is If the Fox Can't Find His Tail. So that is the number 11 card. I'm not sure how it goes. I think maybe that way. If the fox can't find his tail. So let's look at the book and see what that has to say. And 11 might be an important number this week. The keywords for this card are digging deep into your own authentic knowing, avoiding compromise, and chasing your tail. If a fox can't find his tail, it might be because he's chasing the wrong things and looking in the wrong direction, one that is unnatural to him. Sometimes you might find yourself compromising to avoid conflict. If you're coming from a place of fear, that may work in the moment, but you may still lose something about yourself in the exchange. You know this deep down, but occasionally you need to be reminded to stay true to your inner knowing so that you don't trade your truth in acquiescence, giving in to someone's expectations or perceived dominance just to keep the peace. The same goes for following trends. Oh, everyone appears to be doing it, so you do it too just to fit in or because you think it looks successful, but it's not sustainable. Now is the time to get clear on your unique qualities and offerings based on your values. When you do this, it's automatically good for everyone. Don't say yes unless you really mean yes, or you'll feel ungrounded. That said, if you're clear that you don't have all the facts, it's okay to change your mind, but only do it if it's right for you. You can ask for more information so you can understand the situation better, avoiding the defensive reaction, including any assumptions that you may have, and aligning better with the idea of win-win. Then you'll stop chasing your tail. You'll come from a gentle, grounded, empowered place. So much good is possible when you do this. That is a great way to end your reading. I thank you very much for joining me, Pisces, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you again, and be well.